Hello, how are you? Wait for me, how are you? Are you happy? Are you happy? Are you ready for our ETE Talks where we are engaging with our powerful speakers? They are going to unpack what they have today for us. So we are here. Let us come, call somebody and remind them that it's that time again where your mind is going to be transformed. Wherever you are at home, wherever you are, even when you're traveling, tune in. Remember, this is the time where your mind is going to be transformed. I'm going to introduce to you our forerunner of today's ETE Talks, Coach Helen. Let's clap hands together. Give her a round of applause as she comes to the forefront. And Coach Helen, you're welcome.
Thank you. Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening.
I'm going to present on legacies. So my presentation is in two parts. The first part is on the board, and the second part I will explain. So what is a person's legacy? Definition. The definition of legacy is something that is passed on. When we think of our legacy, we think about what we leave behind. Your legacy is the enduring impact you leave on others and the accomplishments and contributions that people remember long after you are gone. It's about creating something that outlives you, whether it's through your family, your professional work, your mentorship, or your community involvement. Just come down a bit. I wasn't finished. Yeah. If you strive to leave a lasting legacy and make an impact on the people around you and the world at large, now is the time to start. Okay, second page. Why is a legacy important? Knowing that you are working towards a lasting impact gives your life a sense of purpose. It drives you to make meaningful choices and strive for excellence in your professional and personal life. Building a legacy can provide purpose and fulfillment in your present life. A strong legacy can inspire others to pursue their dreams and make a difference in their own way. It serves as motivation and inspiration for others. Through your legacy, you can continue to influence and shape the world, even after you are gone, and contribute to future generations and the betterment of your profession or community. Please, can you put up the page? Building a meaningful legacy. Start by understanding what matters most to you and your values. This will guide your actions and decisions. Reflect on what principles you want to be known for, such as integrity, kindness, perseverance, and innovation. Determine what you want to achieve and set clear and achievable goals. Whether it's in your personal life, career, or community, focusing on clear goals helps you stay motivated. A legacy is built through action, not just intention. Volunteer, mentor, create, and innovate, focusing on choices that align with your values and goals. Build strong relationships with others that share your vision. Concentrate on being a positive influence on those around you, including colleagues, friends, family, and even strangers. Take the opportunity to share your journey and experiences. As you accomplish your goals, your story can inspire others and encourage them to think about their own legacy. Authenticity is key to your legacy. Be genuine in your actions and stay true to your core values even when faced with challenges. Make a difference today. Small acts of kindness, mentoring a young person, contributing to your community, or simply living your values each day can create a ripple effect that impacts many. Volunteer your time and skills to causes you care about, including professional societies and charities. Mentor someone who could benefit from your experience and knowledge. Use your creativity to solve problems or improve existing processes at work or in the community. Advocate for others, stand up for ethical practices, and support others in their professional endeavors. Share your knowledge and experiences to help others learn and grow. So the summary of legacies. Building a legacy is a lifelong journey that starts with intentional actions today. By defining your values, setting clear goals, and taking purposeful steps, you can create a lasting impact that will be remembered and felt long after you are gone. A legacy is built not only by grand gestures, but also by the everyday choices you make. Start now and let your legacy be a testament to the positive impact one person can make in their profession, community, and beyond. Conclusion. Charles H. Spurgeon, a British pastor and author, said, "A good character is the best tombstone. Those who loved you and were helped by you will remember you when the forget-me-nots, these are flowers that are put on your grave, have withered. Carve your name on hearts, not on marble." Thank you. Now I'm going to talk about my legacy. That's the second part of my presentation. I inherited my legacy from my parents. My parents were very hardworking people, and they always gave back to the community. So they instilled in us a sense of giving back to the community. One day, the founder of Jairus Jury Association, the late Mr. Jairus Jury, he was our uncle. He came round to our home and said to our parents, "Why don't you bring the family round to see what we are doing at Jairus Jury? Because not many people are aware what the type of work that we are doing with people living with disability." So our parents explained to us that these people will look different. They're the same as you, they feel like you, they cry, they're happy, they're sad, but they look different in appearance. So when you get there, you have to accept them, you have to love them, you have to treat them the way you want to be treated. So during the first school holiday, we went there, I was excited, I was thinking, wow, I'm gonna make new friends. And when we got there, I was stunned, I was shocked because I saw people with incomplete limbs, I saw children in wheelchairs, I saw people with crutches, I saw blind people, I saw dumb people. And I was thinking, so what were my parents saying? You know, how do I play with these people? What am I gonna do with them? Anyway, my mother then came and reassured me and said, "Remember the conversation we had? These are people just like you." So she took me to a group of young ladies, young girls, and I went there and I played with them. And before long, we were talking, they were using sign language and whatever, but when you're children, you just talk, and eventually we managed to understand each other. From there on, every holiday, we were allowed to go for a week to go and interact with the children, play with them. And then at Christmas time, we take toys, books, food, clothes, and we'll distribute them. And that is where my siblings and I inherited that legacy. Fast forward, I'm now an adult, a mother. I get involved in activities at church, and I take my 5-year-old and my 8-year-old. And we do the same thing. We go and help out at church. We collect clothes, toys, food. And at Christmas time, we distribute them and give them to the underprivileged children. I'm very proud of both my children because I have instilled my legacy in them. When my daughter was waiting to go to university, she went to volunteer at a children's orphanage for 8 months. And she really, really enjoyed it because she learned about the development and the growth of children and just basically giving back to the community. And every time she came back on holiday while she was in university, she'd go back to the orphanage and just see how they were getting on. My son also, when he was waiting for his O-level results, he went to volunteer at a school in Bari, a junior school. And he went there, he assisted the English teacher, he assisted the sports teacher, and he also helped in the garden, watering, looking after the plants, and generally, handling whatever needed to be done. So, in a nutshell, I'm really very blessed, and I'm happy to say my parents' legacy was inherited by me, which my children have inherited, and I hope that their children will also inherit that legacy. So that's the end of my presentation.
Thank you so much, Coach Helen.
Thank you.
What a powerful, power-packed legacy. Thank you so much. I've heard, yes, and I was impacted. Can somebody say, be intentional? Intentional living, purposeful living. And I heard also action, giving back to the community, giving back to the world. This is all that makes life meaningful for us, isn't it? Mm-hmm. It's so satisfying. It's so satisfactory. Thank you, Coach Helen. It was working on my emotions now. Hey, you have touched an area that's so profound, and it's touching. I hope everyone here is touched also to check at your legacy. What is it that you want to leave behind? What legacy do you want to leave behind for your children and your grandchildren and the world? What is it that you want to be known for? What is your eulogy going to say about you? What do you want your eulogy to say about you? What kind of a woman were you? What kind of a man were you? Even as a young child, as a young person, I mean, you know, God doesn't wait for you to be 50 to call you home. You can be recalled anytime. But what is your eulogy going to say about you? Food for thought. Can we give Coach Helen another round of applause and say thank you for that. We are really impacted and we are transformed. Right about now, I'm going to call a man who is, I'm even scared. I'm afraid to talk about him because he's a man, he's a very powerful man. He's a man who is also working in our community, working in the community to change families. He is the man of the family, what do you call it? The family matrix. He calls it the family matrix. Family matrix. He is the father behind the family matrix, and he's going to impact us also on family values. He works on relationships. He's a relationship coach, a marriage coach, and he's also a multi-award-winning writer and certified coach. And who can that be other than Coach Viash? Let's put our hands together and welcome him to the podium as he's going to unpack. Thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Is it good evening? Do we have feminists here? Do we have feminists here? Sorry? Oh, they're afraid. Okay. Okay. Do we have patriarchs here?
Those who have partners.
They're also afraid.
You're afraid of telling.
Are you afraid of being you? Are you afraid of being you? Look, every given time is something happening. Revolutions happening every time. Change happening every time. Change is inevitable. We can't resist it, isn't it? So every time it's happening. There was the war of liberation. Then there was a lot of things happening. Right now, we also are right in the middle of another revolution. It's not an economic revolution. It's not an academic, educational revolution. It's silly. It's everyone wants it. Everyone doesn't want it. Everyone wants to talk about it. Everyone doesn't want to talk about it. What is it? Sorry? Sorry? Sorry?
Artificial intelligence.
No. Say, you said?
Social tools.
Yes, that's too wide. That's too wide. But yes. Yes. Please, let's talk. These are talks, isn't it?
Yes.
This is not a lecture. So let's talk. The revolution we are right in the middle of is sex revolution. Everything we know about sex is changing. Who believes in marriage still? She will, because where you come from, age-wise. So you say yes. What about the young ones? Do you believe in marriage? What can you say, the elders here? A lot of people don't believe in marriage anymore. They don't. And they're very valid reasons. Like you listen and then you say, okay, how did I miss it when I was when I was younger? The reasons are so valid. They make a lot of sense. But you also asked, what is the background to this information? Where does it come from? What do the patriarchs say about marriage, about relationships? What do the feminists say about relationships? What do the matriarchs say? We also have the matriarchs, right? That community that believes in the masculinity of women. And with those ones, it's actually the women that will then choose the men, because they're the bosses, that they, they'll choose what men they want. And generally, they would not have just one man. Generally, one popular person we had that was Queen Zinga. Those who did history, Queen Zinga had quite a number of men. Some she would step on, some would prepare food, some would, they were all a man. There are still communities today that do that. We also know people from Malawi, the children are the wives, they are not the husbands. It's a light version of matriarchy. Right, but what has patriarchy done to marriage and relationships? What does it say? It's questions, please can you answer? Hello? They're not here. Yes, ma'am. The man is the head of the house. Maybe we should ask, what is head? Head. Can you explain head there?
He's the provider.
He's the provider. So the man is the provider, the man is the head, right? What has Patrick done to relationships? Okay, everyone should have an answer, so please get ready. She's played your part, so get ready. Where do I start? Should I start with you?
You could, can I have the question again?
What has Patrick done with marriage, relationships, long-term relationships?
I think it's a 50-50 situation.
Yeah.
On one end, it has provided, protected, and cared for the family, which is good, like she's saying.
Right.
On the other end, it suppressed women as well from voicing out their opinions. So it's like a two-sided point, I
Okay.
would say.
All right. Thank you. Ma'am, you are next. Even one word will do.
There is a secret that something like that.
Okay.
Because if I had given the babies to them in the house, but they will say, how about that? So,
How about you?
right.
Okay.
So, it changes.
I like that. Thank you. Say, you are next.
Okay, but
Okay, pass, but we're coming back.
No, I have no comment.
You guys have said everything. Now they don't know what to say. All right.
honestly speaking, I feel that patriarchism has taken a back seat.
Okay.
Predominantly because most of the men being raised in single mother,
Right.
which totally squashed the whole fiber or fabric
Of patriarchy.
or patriarchy.
Okay.
So what ended up happening is women become dominant in the society.
Okay.
And to top it off, they seem to be having an agenda against patriarchism,
All right.
whereby we see there is more of women empowerment than men empowerment. So at the end of the day, we have scales tipping towards women.
Women. All right.
Now, at the end of the day, the same women who are crying for the rights are also coming to patriarchism and say, "We are the strong men." You will not have strong men because you destroy them.
Okay. Thank you.
That's what I think.
Right. You are right. There is no wrong answer. Of course, there are exciting answers, but there are no wrong answers. Yes, sir. We are back at you. Or maybe we should pass it for now. Sorry, ma'am. Yes.
Yeah. My question has to do with what do you call them? They are groupings. Men are grouped, and I know the alpha male, the beta male, maybe it's just that one happens to fall in that quadrant, and the other one is like this. Maybe the alpha male is in extinction.
Okay, so the alpha is in extinction, and then comes the simp. There's what is called the simp. The simp is taking over, and the simp is being created through maybe what he's saying.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yes.
With education in Western culture,
Yes.
Africans are diluted above 70%.
Right.
So we forget our core values in the role of the families. So the result is not good.
Diluted. It's rights. You can ask her. They're getting rights. But now you want your rights. She wants to be headed in the family. How do you equalize that? How do you balance that? She believes there should be a head. You believe there's a head, but they also are your rights, right? Ma'am, you're lucky you just came in, but we were going to ask you what do you think patriarchy has done to marriage and long-term relationships? If you can answer that, if you can be pardoned if you're not ready to say anything.
I'll continue.
Okay. So that was patriarchy. Let's go to feminism. What has feminism done? The same question. What has feminism done to long-term relationships? If we can be quick with our responses and short as well, because time is going. Yes, ma'am.
Actually, I don't think it's feminism.
All right.
I think it has to do with the boy child that is raised to believe that we have equal rights now. I cannot be taking all the responsibilities. There is also a responsibility that is supposed to be taken by the girl child.
Right.
And that is the better male that we are raising now, that is being raised, the average man.
Okay.
I think, as I said before, that the alpha male is kind of in extinction because
No, it's not there anymore.
Yeah.
So we're left with the better men and the simp, because the simp is like, hello.
now
Yeah,
women tend to take they are shouldering most of the burdens. The ratio is not 70-30 anymore.
It's not balanced anymore.
It's not balancing anymore. So it will seem like the women, they have advocated, or they are advocating for feminism, whereas it is what it is.
Okay. Who else? Everyone is supposed to give us something, but maybe we're not going to be pointing at people yet. We want volunteers first. After volunteers, then we point at you. So volunteers.
Right. Education to women, it's
Yes.
important, but majority of the women, they don't appreciate the values of education and they overstep on the roles, their duties. At the end of the day, if a woman is educated,
it's something else. It's something else. We've heard that. We've actually seen that. Not just heard. We've seen that. Point is when you're better than the men, things get like upside down.
Because, right, to sum up, if a man is not educated enough, maybe he finishes O level, but his wife is good in academics, and he supports his wife. 5 years, 6 years down the line, there will be disaster.
Yeah.
Because he can't communicate well. Then the woman will say, "You're not me, my left."
Yeah. We handled it here last time. The problem there is not exactly the education. No. The problem is, look, when they say you get married and you grow together, they do not say you age together. No. When you grow together, you are not aging together. You age with your sister, with your brothers, with your mother. Are you married to them? It's not aging together, but it's growing in terms of development together.
Yes.
Do you have personal development that is in line, in the same lane, together? So when he is still Form 4 and she has a degree, are they in the same lane? No, they are not. So it's not the education, but the lane that you're running in are different. Even the jokes are different.
Yeah.
Even the jokes are different. So that difference is what then kills it. But of course, women, it's not all over. Women want better people. They generally want better people than them, generally. I can't remember the term, but hypergamy. In hypergamy, you want someone who's literally better than you. This is why someone who's a professor will get a grade 7 girl from Kumusha and they will live happily ever after. She will hang on to him because he's better. She is in control. She's the head, like she said. And the balance is equal. That's a patriarch setup. So, okay. Yes, sir.
I totally believe that most of the things that modern women are subscribing to do not fully believe in those things, and it was not initially their idea. This thing was dropped to them slowly through media, through what they are exposed to maybe in academic setups, and through these modern associations of women. A woman must be like this, a woman must be like this. And if we were to find out or research maybe on her background, we discover that she has got a stable family where the original values were constantly being remodeled.
Right.
Say a woman must be like this, a woman must be like this. And that's where the black child is going wrong today, because our elders are no more to be found in the picture.
Okay.
So when we hit that roadblock, where you say the girl, what's happening now, women are looking for better men, we see that feminism is not compatible to those values that they are subscribing to today, because there's a problem when a woman is stronger than a man,
Right.
especially in financial terms, academic terms, and even running the house. There is just a problem.
That is a problem. Thank you very much. I'll come to you, ma'am.
Thank you.
You are next.
I think it's a matter of choice.
Yeah.
Because you look at other families that have ladies that are making it more than the men, like the home is stable. So I think it's a matter of the mindset and what you believe in.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you. Who's next? You haven't said anything.
I agree with everything you've said, but you know what?
Yes.
I think we need to understand the definition of feminism.
Okay.
And from there, we'll see where people are either going wrong.
Okay, I'll disagree with you there. if we try to give the definition now, then we are limiting what we want to say. You are using your own definition.
Okay,
Yes.
that's fine. The reason why women feel they have to uplift themselves,
Yes.
they have, through culture, through tradition, we found that women, when it was time for children to go to school, girls would be left behind.
Right.
So women look at it, I think feminism, it's time for us to rise up and be equal with our partners.
Right.
But I think some of the partners in the homes, like she said, are not yet ready to accept that. They feel intimidated because they are not developing together.
Right.
And I think it's a conversation people need to have as family units.
As families.
If I say I want to go and get a PhD, is my husband comfortable with that? Because we have to look at it long term.
Yes.
It comes with consequences. You can't just say yes and he remains as a teacher. Tomorrow we're going to have different mindsets and rifts are going to be created.
They are going to be created.
So I think it's about conversations, communicating. Whatever changes need to take place must be home, must begin in the home. Because that's the first.
That's the first one. Okay. So it doesn't matter whether it's patriarchal or feministic, but as long as people communicate, talk about it.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
I actually
Yeah.
about backgrounds. It's not about feminism or patriarch, but backgrounds and how you were raised, what you believe in. Because there are people who are learned, right? You are lady, you are learned more than your partner, but still they are making, like she was saying. But if you go back, you see it's all about beliefs. She believes that the man is the head, besides the rights, but they're still making. So it's not about feminism, but people are just saying it's feminism, but it's not it.
All right. Thank you for what you wanted to say something last.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I wanted to say
It's okay if you forgot it.
the girl child, like she said, is being left behind. And,
All right.
when we say the women were supposed to be, like, they were being molded.
Was it what they want? Was it out of choice? Was it her belief? Was it her value? Is it what she wanted? Or she had to conform because this is the societal value. This is what is expected of the girl child or is expected of the African woman.
Right.
So when now you say no, humbly saying no, this is not what I want to be. This is who I want to be. We expect the partner to support. She's not competing for the position of the head. If you are to be the head and the head is big, you also need a bigger support system.
Yeah. That's
So,
that's
yeah.
true. Thank you very much. So it's a whirlwind. Do you realize what you are saying is agreeing, is conflicting, is fighting, did anyone see that? So out of all these whirlwinds, we have our topic today, the hookup culture. Because certain people believe, I want my rights, I want my freedom. My sexuality should be respected. I want to feel me. I want to also make my decisions. Patriarchy says he is the head and he makes the decisions. Feminism says, but look, we are just people. I can also make my decisions. I can actually hook up with who I want. It was very popular with the gay community. They can, they could do whatever they want with whoever. But I'm not saying that's where it came from. It's now a cultural trend, and it's really pumping deep into the sexual revolution I spoke about. We do not value, we do not look at relationships exactly the same way we used to. For example, in college, and you go to parties, how many people you have 5 friends, and there's going to be, say, 10 parties. You have your 5 friends. Of the 10 parties, how many, if there's any who has been there, of the 10 parties, how many times would you go, the 5 of you, and come back the 5 of you? Hello? How many times of the 10 parties that you go to, how many times would you go, the 5 of you, and still come back the 5 of you? What will happen? People will find partners. And these partners they find, it has nothing to do with what will happen tomorrow. It has nothing to do with long term. You might not even know her name. It doesn't matter. It's now, it's current, it's what we are doing. This is what we are doing, and I believe it, I understand, and then you enjoy it. Yet percentages are 30% of those people that engage in hookups, one night stands, they complain, there's pain, they're not happy with it, they don't like it. A few who's been with a partner and then they're not comfortable telling their friends who they were with. Has anyone been in that? Huh? You were with someone yesterday, but you can't tell your friends. Let alone your family. Or you've been with someone out there, and then you want to tell everyone. And then that person doesn't want you to say it. That's the hookup culture. We hook up with people not because we like them for the long term, but we like them for the moment. We want them to fulfill the wishes of what happens when we go to a party, an entertainment party. We go to sports day out there. We go to places. We go to a club. We go to where we want to be happy. And this partner is supposed to fulfill that wish. And he's the right height. She's the right complexion. Yellow bone. What you want, Then you are with them. Maybe you take pictures, post them on Facebook. You are happy. No strings attached. Tomorrow you meet them. If they want another hookup, if you don't like, you don't like. If they don't want, they don't want. The good thing about hookups, there also is consent. It's different from the patriarch setup where then someone says, this is your wife, this is going to be your wife. The consent will come later. But with hookups, that's one advantage, at least. There's consent. There's like you hook up with someone you want. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
With these hookups,
yes,
because it's a temporary thing.
Right.
But people have emotions, right?
Yes.
If somebody decides that they want to be with that person,
right,
what happens?
Right. The idea is if I hook up with someone, it does 2 things. One is just a today thing, one night stand, then it goes. Or maybe we'll then see what happens after this. But when you're building a relationship, men and women run on different wavelengths. Women use their emotions. Men use their, what do you use, guys? They don't use their emotions. Right. Sorry, what did you say, sir? See, you run on different wavelengths. So if I hook up with you, already you should be aware that we are on different wavelengths. You are emotional, I am not. So your emotions will be there tomorrow. Mine won't be there. So if you want another hookup, you just want another hookup. What I'll understand is not long term. I'll understand you want another hookup. Until maybe then I start growing on you as well. Hookups don't quite care about long term. No. Because they're not meant for long term. Things that we look at when I am looking for a partner are not there in a hookup. Because the most important thing about relationships, about creating relationships, building relationships, it's not everything else we say, but it's that part where we pick the partner. That small part when we say, I know it, this one is okay. Long wamilo. That small part. The spousal choice part. That's more important. Then you build up everything else with that you have picked up. But now when you pick them up, they also have their own mind, they have their own thinking, they have their own imaginations. And then you panel beat your imaginations into one path, then it becomes one part. But now with hookups, that's supposed to be happening in less than maybe 3 hours. In less than 6 hours. Because if you wait for 8 hours, it will be daytime and the party is gone. The party is done. So it has to be within hours. Then you make all those decisions. So the decisions might not be driven by the truth of what is happening. No. They are driven by emotions, by the freedom. Because my youth is not that freedom. You want freedom, isn't it? Hello?
Yeah.
So that freedom they are crying for will also be one driving factor here. It's exciting. It brings good excitement. But now we've created a culture where we say the elders don't know. That's one thing. Our elders don't know, especially the Christian ones. Especially they don't know. They don't know what's happening out there. Remember that time when semester marriages were popular? Do you know what the churches were saying? They were saying it's impossible, it's not there, it can't happen. Especially with their daughters. And you don't fall pregnant when you're in a semester marriage. You have all the precautions. The literature is there. The medicines are there. Everything is there. So she's not going to get pregnant. No. But those were almost long term because 3 long months, 6 long months. That was long term. But with hookups now, it's just a day thing. But it's spreading everywhere. I've seen even on WhatsApp, on Facebook, there are forums that actually are saying hookups in Chitumbiza, hookups in Makokoba, hookups in Bizo, Kwekwe, hookups in this and that. And they even throw the charges, how much it is. Come like this, come dressed like this. Because before you even come, he hasn't seen you, but please can you dress like this so that their fantasy is fulfilled. Hello? So this is what is happening, and our parents don't know. There are also elders, the divorcees and the widows, and they are also into hookups. Like we've heard of sugar mummies and sugar daddies. We've also heard of Ben 10s. If you have a Ben 10, what long term is that? If you just a blesser to her, what long term is that? But you're better off because it's also not a one night stand. Colleges. It's so popular. It's so, I don't know. Those children will go to clubs. Oh God. Parties, they don't necessarily have to be night parties. even the afternoon ones. Because when they ask you to leave them so that they can have a girls' party, maybe there's 20 girls, but there will definitely be maybe 6, 7 boys. There will be a boys' party, but there definitely will be a few guys. Then it will be a mixed party, and almost everyone will have their own partner there. This is why when you go, the 5 of you, when you go to 10 parties, it's not all the 10 parties that everyone will come, together. No. Sometimes you won't even be told, I'll hook you up with this one. But you if you know the definition, you definitely see, oh, okay, maybe it's just connection. I'm connecting you to her. I'm connecting you to him. And then do this, whatever you do there. Don't even tell me, but with the girls tomorrow, then they'll come up together and they say all the juicy stuff that happens. And that's one other problem. Because when they say what happened last night, they are not going to say exactly what happened last night. They are going to say it in a way that you would want to do it also. They'll tell you what didn't happen. Because they cannot tell you they cried. They didn't like it. No. Of course, here and there they can say it. But they tell you it was good. Because then everyone will be like, you're the one who went with the best one. So would you really have cried with the best one? No. You were happy. And obviously next time they also want someone like that. If not the same person. So this culture is eating into a lot of what our traditional fabric was made of. But at the same time, we are not saying let's be so static we don't need to change. No. Let's change. Let us change. And please, let us change. Let's accept change. But what should we accept? Is marriage a dead thing? Is long-term relationships a dead thing? What does long-term do to you mentally? What does short-term do to you mentally? What does it leave you feeling? You were with someone who you don't want to show to your friends. Mentally, what does it say? You don't want your friends to know this is the person you were with. Your well-being, what does it say? You meet them when you are with your parents, and he doesn't know they are your parents, and he wants a hug. What will you do? She meets you, you are with your pastor, and she wants that hug. Or maybe she just wants to say, last night, yeah, you. And the pastor will be like, is she talking to you? So we then end up doing things that we know are not what our world out there should know. But at the same time, we go back to them. Talk of peer pressure. Maybe it's peer pressure, but is it peer pressure? Even peer pressure, you have to agree to it. If you say no to peer pressure, it won't happen. You make the decision. If you don't make the decision, it won't happen. It's like bullies. If he says, bring me $22 every day, and then you don't bring it, what happens? There's going to be torture, there's going to be pain, but the direction will have changed. You bring them the $2 every day, then they continue. There is some consent, some agreeing, some. You are also encouraging it. So another question is, how deep do you think you are in this sex revolution? How deep do you think you are in this culture? How do you think? How deep are you in it? How much are you promoting it? Sometimes you don't promote by acting in affirmation. or in, negatively. Sometimes you're sitting there and not doing anything about it is also affirmation. If you don't do anything about it, you are saying, let it continue. You are saying, it's okay, let it happen. Is that what we're doing here? Is that what we want? At the same time, another question is it possible to stop this? Is it possible to stop this culture? Culture is very dynamic and very changing, but is it possible to stop this? Okay, it's a question I'm asking someone. We can minimize, okay? All right. Short answers.
I think the biggest problem is media.
All right.
And now I appreciate those churches like no TV or radio.
Listen to him.
because you know why media is dangerous.
Yeah.
We are relaxed. We are open, wide open for them to give us these ideas to say this is acceptable for you to have 4 boyfriends or 4 girlfriends, and we just take it from them. So I think we have to be watchful of what we subscribe to, even on social media.
Yeah. Of the Nigerian movies I've watched, I haven't seen any where a woman gets married before they lived, let alone slept with the man. I don't watch a lot of them, but those that I've watched, the man always lives with the woman first before they get engaged and then get married. In the American culture today, some boys don't even know whether they are men or not. Women can't even tell whether they are boys or they are girls or they are in between. They don't anymore. Is that where we're going? Is that where we are going? So how are we going to minimize, like you said? How are we going to minimize the damage now that we are there? Because truthfully, yes, we are. We are there. How are we going to? Yes, ma'am.
I think we have to continuously teach the youth and start doing them at a younger age so they know what is right and what is wrong.
Yes. Like she did with your children. She's taught them what she picked from your parents. My question would have been, they have something they picked from your parents. They don't have anything they picked from you because it's your parents, it's not yours. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Whatever it is that we have, can it continue? But at the same time, innovation. Let it also have extras. Let it be bigger, a little bigger. Yes. Awareness campaigns.
From schools, churches, people can talk about the good and the bad of it and encourage people to go back to the drawing board. Because I'm sure when you talk to normal, sensible people and explain, it's like when you say boundaries.
Yeah.
You explain to them why you do this. Because if you go over that boundary, that's going to happen. So if we can look at it the same way and say, this is not getting anywhere because of these consequences. This is the better way of doing things.
Right. So let's have campaigns. Let's talk to the young ones. Let's talk to everyone. Let's make everyone talk about this. Starting in their home. Yes, sir. Yeah.
We are now my phones, mobile gadgets.
Yeah.
Mobile gadgets are dangerous. Especially for my boarding, my day schools. Because someone I know plays at A-level, and I know principal to like a facility. I used to put a percentage, but I don't pay the facility. You put for master, but the doors of the level of data, I don't go to our parents, they should do more.
Right. So what we are saying is, you agreeing with her and her that there should be talk, there should be talking, there should be conversations, there should be. Let's hammer it into the children, the parents,
To conclude,
the family. Yes, conclude.
most of the time, parents vari kutsvaga mari
Right.
ingutuma so uchitaisei vasvika kumba wazotaura nevana vasvika varara vakasei ukati ndavabhadhara fees ndavaita sei ndamutumira kubhodhi kana kadzoka paholiday ungori busy neuyu. Parents should sacrifice to be with their kids.
With their kids. Right.
That quality time with the kids is very key, very important. Otherwise, panozopera 15, 10 years, someone have my teens, have my adults, can't control.
They don't know you anymore.
Yeah.
Actually, it needs 15 minutes of the whole day to make an impact on your son, on your daughter. If you can have just 15 minutes, quality time 15 minutes every day, 15 minutes. At the same time, I don't agree with the fact that parents are hustling, so that's why. Say, there was a time when our elders would go to, they called it Wenela, Ekoli, to South Africa. They would go for years. Mommy would be left pregnant. When he comes back, that same child has gone to Mombe. He's yet in cattle. And the children will still be real children. Those are the grandmothers we have. Nothing changed. Because maybe the values were still valued by the whole family, like suggested. The whole family really heard what the elders were saying. But today, they have rights. And those rights, you cannot step on them.
And then these days, this is not the community which is raising the kids. This is my kid, no one tells me.
And most children actually raising themselves. Yes, sir.
We need to protect men. If we're strong men in society,
Yeah.
90% of these challenges will sort them.
There's nothing to protect. She said the alpha is gone.
There's some
Are we protecting the better men?
men will be still under attack today.
But the alpha is gone.
Can I explain?
Yes.
We have 5 boys,
Yes.
5 girls coming from universities. You discover that girls have better chances of getting employment. Already, they are already having a better financial standpoint.
Yeah.
They already have a sense of fulfillment, you see. And we are not even comparing the contribution towards the society. And
Right.
nowadays, the society listens to the person with money or who looks like they are doing well.
Yes.
So by so doing, the man is no longer having a say in the community, his family. Even if you say sit down, no one will listen. You see. So if you protect manhood and say it's important for men to be successful, it's important for men to be given equal opportunities. I know that ladies think men still have more opportunities, but that's not the point.
That's not the point.
There's already imbalances. And if you open radio stations during the night, the same women are calling, I'm a manager, I'm a CEO in this company, I'm finding it hard to get quality men. So let's protect menhood.
All right.
And let's restore patriarchy. I think
Everything will be
even
placed.
will
Will
start
stop.
to get scary as well.
Okay. The thing is here, the hookup culture, it's there. It's not going anywhere. It's life happening, and it's actually good for most people. Like very, very good. Number one. Number two, the smallest block of society, communities that can really impact on the society is the family. But no, it's not the family. It's one family member. The family member is the smallest group. Then we go to the family. And then this family, if it has values that make sense, we are likely to have that family influencing the next family. And then we have this community kind of agreeing, like when you live in Bari. We know you live in Bari. No one talks about it. No one teaches you to be Barian, But you become someone from Bari. You become someone from Makokova. No one teaches you. So socially, we then become what our societies are. What if that influence is positive? Like we are all agreeing here. What if that influence is saying, can the children talk about this? Can everyone talk about this? Can we? Okay, homework for everyone. From here, can you be ambassadors for the talk? Can you be ambassadors for this talk? Can people talk, please, about these trends that are happening? Some revolutions we don't want. As much as they are there, but we don't want them because they are killing a lot of other positive things. Please, you are the ambassadors. Thank you, our time is up. Sorry. Sorry.
Thank you. You have left a lot of, conversations going on in our hearts now. Everybody's conversing. Wherever we are sitting, everybody's conversing about a revolutionary change on the what? Hook up culture. Is it really a culture? Are we ready to call it a culture? Or are we ready to bring change as we have engaged? We have been transformed by the renewing of our minds. As we were growing up as little children, whatever my grandmother told me when I was a little child, it takes somebody of a higher standing for him to convince me otherwise, to take that culture, that belief, that value out of me. Or am I lying?
That's true.
So now this thing is hitting hard on our parenting. It's time for reflection, time for introspection. How is your parenting style? As a parent, wherever you're sitting, how is your parenting style? Is it encouraging moral values, or are you parenting in order to destroy? Are you neglecting them so that they parent themselves?
Yeah.
Thank you, Coach Viash. You have actually opened our minds and opened our eyes. The eyes of our minds have been opened to see this culture in a new way. We didn't know that it was a culture. We knew that it was something that is happening actually, but it is destroying on the thread of our values, our societal values. So it is a call up for everyone to actually strengthen ourselves on, we stand as a community to resist, community resistance towards an evil culture. Can we put our hands together for Coach Viash, and we would like to have this again. Thank you. Thank you everyone for coming. I think this is the time for our group photo on our Ete Talks Harare today.